What's up, good people? Welcome to GA Trading Club's State of the Club review for the month of September 2023. Now, if you follow one of the links down below in the description, you'll find a spreadsheet where we track all the returns for the official trades I do take on the daily live sessions or the official trades that I do send in the Discord community. And you can find a link down below to also join our Discord community for free. Now, comparing our September returns with what we had in August. In August, we had a monthly return of 6.5%. That was by far our highest grossing month. So that was an amazing feat to accomplish right there. In September, you'll, however, see we had a return of 2.66%. Now in September, one thing I did change in my trading was that I started risking 0.75% per trade, while in the months before, I was risking 0.5% per trade. Now, this is just a growth thing because ideally, you want to get to a point where your maximum risk per trade should be no more than 1% or 1.5%. So my goal personally as a trader is to get to a point where I'm risking about 1% per trade. So it was just like a little challenge to myself to see how I can up my risk per trade while also maintaining that nice 1:2 risk to reward. But if you look at, I believe it was the second week of September, you'll see that we had 4 back-to-back winning days where we grossed 1.5%, 1.5% on a Tuesday, 1.5% on a Wednesday, 1.5% on a Thursday. So at that point, we were up like 6% in just that 1 week. But during other days of the month, we encountered or we took in some losses here and there, but they weren't that significant to bring our total return down. So still, I'm proud of those returns, and it's all about learning what caused those losses. Now, some of the things that we learned during that month of September was some of the red flags in a trade or to identify in a trade. So for example, I normally have my own trade requirements. So my trade requirements are, you should have a predetermined take profit and stop loss for each trade. You should have a predetermined risk associated with a trade. You should have a predetermined risk to reward ratio. So that depends. So if your stop loss, let's say, is 50 points and your take profit is 100 points, that is a 1:2 risk to reward. So I have this other rule that I brought in there such that all my trades are normally 1:2 risk to reward. But as soon as you achieve 1:1 risk to reward, you go ahead and set break even in order to secure your trade. But compared to some of the other months, a few things that I did introduce this time were red flags, specifically if a trade is valid, right? So remember, these are the 5 things or 5 or so things that I talked about regarding trade requirements. That's just showing if a trade is valid or not. But sometimes you'll find a trade is valid, but there's some red flags in those trades. So some of the things we've been working on is, for example, if a trade is valid, but price is overextended such that, and our main strategy right now is the SAR strategy. So if your trade is valid such that your entry is so far away and the level you're trading, the SAR level, the support level, or demand level is about 80% of your stop loss, that is a red flag because you can easily, price can retrace back and stop hunt you. And we've seen that happen in the live session. Actually, some of those trades that we took losses on in the month of September, if you go back and watch the live sessions, they were mostly because we got stop hunted. So, and upon further review, I found that, hey, for these trades, it's probably better in the future to be waiting for price to retrace before entering, as much as a trade can be valid. And actually, that is actually paying dividends for us in this month, as you'll see in the next review. So finding, as much as something can be valid, sometimes you will find something that's valid, but it does have 1 or 2 red flags. So trying to take those red flags off and just remain with a trade such that I always tell my community that if I'm taking a trade and, knock on wood, I lose the trade, I always ask myself, hey, is there anything you could have done to avoid that loss? And if the answer is yes, there's something I could have done to avoid the loss, then I need to fix that going forward. But if I take a trade, and again, knock on wood, I gets stopped out of the trade, or it ends up in a loss, and I ask myself, hey, is there anything you could have done to avoid that loss? And if at that point the answer is no, then I wouldn't feel bad about that loss. So the idea here is that I feel bad, or as a trader, I need to do some review if I'm losing a trade, but I know that there's something I could have done to avoid that loss. But if I take a loss and in my mind, honestly and objectively, I know there's nothing, that I followed all my rules, I watched out for all red flags, but I just ended up losing that trade, then I know that that's just a part of the market, that's just part of the cycle. And I believe that if you pick everything that's causing you to lose, you weed those things out, the amount of growth you will see will be phenomenal. So we've been applying that in this month, and so far we are doing well. For this current month so far, which is October, I think we're only down 0.75%. You can see the returns in that spreadsheet, but hopefully, right, we'll end the month up in positive. So it's not about huge numbers here, right? Markets are cyclical. One month you'll have positive gains, another month you'll have negative gains. For us, so far we haven't had negative gains for any month, so that's a plus right there. But the key thing is learning those strategies and seeing, hey, how can you use them to win trades or to become a better trader? And the idea here is also find what works, because my job as the founder of GA Trading Club is to come up with strategies, show you how I apply those strategies, and your work, if you're learning from me, is to pick out what works for you. And if something I say does not work for you, go ahead and leave that out. But if maybe only 1 out of 50 things I say, and hopefully that's not the case, if only 1 out of 50 things that I say can help you, man, just go ahead and take it, because I like to pay homage even to the mentors that I had before starting my own community. I wouldn't have been where I am today if I didn't go through certain mentors, because what I've done over the course of time is to pick up something from this person, from the other person, something that related to my character as a trader, something that related to my trading style. And then I put all those together, and ideally that and more that I've developed by myself is what I offer here at GA Trading Club. Now, completing that review of September, there is a new thing that's coming up, a new product that's coming. So we already have trading view indicators. We have 7, 8 indicators. We have a momentum indicator that we actually just released this month. Momentum indicator. We have a reversal indicator. We have a breakout indicator. We have a crosses indicator. We have a high-low and trend indicator. We have... I think we have two others. But anyway, so all this are strategies. The SAR, of course, because that's the main one. All of this are strategies that you can come in, you have a variety to pick from, and then you just pick and choose which works for you. Now, other than those, we are about to release an EA, expert advisor, robot, whatever, algo, AI, whatever you want to call it. And the time frame for releasing this new product is about, I'm hoping we can release it within the next month. So currently I am looking for it to get tested by a few members in the community, but so far the results of this AI or robot are phenomenal. It's a robot or EA that's developed with my logic. So if you look at, for example, that spreadsheet where we're tracking our returns, you can see our growth curve is ideally angled up, so it's moving up. So here I'll show you the screenshots for an account that I'm testing this EA on, and you can see that the growth curve is almost similar to the manual trades for the official trades I send out to the community. And I believe this will be a nice game changer, because I've been in the world of EAs. I've tried almost every EA there is to try. And here's the other best part. I am giving out this EA for free. Yes, you heard that. Totally for free, at least for the first few months. And the reason I'm doing this is to give folks a chance to test it out. And see if it's worth how I'm praising it. Because again, I have been in the world of EAs. I've gone through the good, the bad, and the ugly EAs out there. But I decided to come up with a product that related to myself as a beginner because when you're a beginner, you can get pulled in a lot of directions. You can get taken advantage of. I've been through that. I've been scammed. I've used, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 years out there. Some good, some bad, some just plain old nonsense. But let me tell you, with that experience, I decided to come up with a product that people can test. Again, this is why, again, I'm giving out for free, at least for the first few months, so that people can test it out and see whether what I'm talking about makes sense or not. But I believe that it will be something that will have very good reviews, very good feedback from the trading community, and hopefully from the entire trading industry. And I just want to give back, because I was talking to my community this morning and I was telling them, you never know who you're helping out there, because you can have somebody who's struggling to be profitable, struggling financially, and they've gone through everything. They've tried other years out there. They've gotten scammed using other schemes, whether it's Bitcoin or whatnot, and they're in a point where they're feeling a lot of despair. And I've been there. So, but such a person only needs somebody to give them that extra push. They need somebody who's honest, somebody who's showing whether, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I like to believe that I am that person. I know there's other people out there, but in this world of trading, you gotta be careful, because it's not always as it seems, whatever people present. Because remember, in the world of social media, people show you what they want you to see. People don't show you their struggles. They don't show you their losses. I try to show you all the struggles, even in my community itself. And here's some screenshots. I post even my losses, no matter how big, no matter how little. I post my losses as much as I post my wins, because I want you to see that, hey, this guy, he walks the talk. He shows up. He's not afraid to put himself out there for criticism. And that is what I want you guys. That is my chat. When we do release this product, my challenge to you is stress test it. Find the faults in it. Find the good things in it. Hopefully, if you find the faults in it, we can find a way to work it out and improve it even more. If you find it's a good thing, use it to your own betterment, and I will be here to guide you through it. That is my commitment to you. But anyway, that's going to be another video when we do release it. It's going to be good. Hoping you guys will join us. But anyway, follow us in the Discord community. There's a link down below, totally free. Come and see what we do there. I'm pretty sure you can pick up a gem or two. Follow us, follow the community at GA Trading Club, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I know we haven't been active in a little while, but it's just all of this multitasking. Also, we are also a startup community. We are we're actually 6 months old. So we're still there. We're not even yet a year old, but it's only the top from here. And if you're watching this, you are getting in at the ground level, and I can't wait for you to see the remarkable things we have planned for you. And again, trading should be a long-term game. Forget about a 3-month horizon, a 6-month horizon. Think of it in an yearly horizon, after 5 years, after 10 years. That is how you'll survive in this game. But anyway, until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.